Wake up and smell the ashes. It's Nullspace. My name is Scott Null, and as always, I'm here with Jer Binks.
The fabulous Jer Binks, apparently.
Jer Binks. How you doing, Jer? How are you doing, Jer?
I'm constipated, but feeling good.
Why every time you have to talk about your bowel movements?
Oh, because they smell wonderful.
Tonight's topic is gaming on a budget. Budget gaming.
Yes.
Gaming when you don't have enough money to game. Normal folk out there would say, just play the games you have. And to that I say, fuck you!
And also a special quirk today. Yes.
Before we continue, as you notice, I dropped an F-bomb. Jerry's not allowed to this episode.
I'm not allowed to say F-bombs. Can I say the S word or just no Fs?
No F-bombs.
No F-bombs.
So if you can go the entire episode without dropping the F-bomb, you will win this shiny trophy, Klugor, the easily distracted.
But I'll have to bring him back during E3.
Well, you'll have to. He'll be up for play again at E3.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
If you lose, and I believe you're going to, I'm going to erase a game save. Now, we previously talked about Link Between Worlds. The stakes for that weren't high enough, so we're going to...
I already beat it. This game I've invested a little bit more time into recently.
I hold in my hand Jerry's copy of Lego City Undercover for the 3DS. If he says, fuck, just once this episode... The save file is gone, and we will stop the episode and delete it on air.
Yes,
it will be entertaining.
Yeah, I can even bust out my 3DS right now.
All right, so while we start doing that, Jerry, can you tell me when was one occasion that you really regret making a stupid purchase in gaming? What was the most stupid purchase you made in gaming?
Almost said the F word.
Already.
It's really hard.
Well, we're already beating the record here. I had thought for sure within the first 20 seconds you'd forget.
I can't. It hurts. It really hurts. It's like stepping on nails in your mouth and not trying to say those. But anyways, Star Soldier on the Nintendo Wii, there was a download. I'm a big fan of Star Soldier on the 64. That was a really cool shoot 'em up. And, of course, on the NES, the same thing. It was really fun. And then I heard their announcement for the download for 800 points, which was like $8. So I was really excited. I'm like, yeah, good price. I can just download, play, get a couple levels in. And I found out that it was only one level for $8. And then I can do a time attack with that same level. And that made me really, really upset. So... I almost wanted one of those, like, I wanted my money back, but it was all final sales, blah, blah, blah. But no, yeah. So that was one of my huge regrets, is buying that off a download.
I'm thinking my biggest regret in gaming is going to be paying for that stupid My Little Pony game. What? Buying a stack of those gems.
Well, you actually spent money on it.
I think I spent 99 cents.
No, that's not horrible.
Still, it's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever done as far as gaming goes.
Well, I guess was it worth the amount of time that you actually had on there?
I suppose.
I mean, you spent a lot of days on that.
Yeah, I did just get lateral damage, and I'm...
See, when I came in, I saw you playing it, and I'm like, yeah, I played this before, and it was like a free flash game, and I got my 10 minutes time, and I was like pretty much done. But you paid like $10 for it, so...
I mean, the game isn't terrible, it's just not what I expected. But thankfully, Steam just came out with their refund policy, their new refund feature, which will be implemented as I try and get my refund for this game. I played for 13 minutes, and it's only been a few days since I bought it, so I'm well within their policy.
They said they will be watching people who...
abuse it.
Yeah, so you can't abuse it, but they understand other things, so...
Well, Jerry, what's one way you save money when you're looking for new games?
I go used most of the time. I mean, if there's a new title, sometimes I'll go in my inventory and see if there's games I don't want anymore or things I want to sell, like movies or whatever, and I kind of put it towards little jar and I save up for a game that I really want specifically. But as of recently, I haven't really thought of any new games that I've been wanting to shell out $60 for.
But you're saying you do the trade thing.
I do the trade. I try not to get rid of my collection because you know me, I'm really nostalgic for anything, and I like to keep everything I have.
You're instant nostalgic.
It's
kind
nostalgic,
of a problem where you're not just nostalgic. You're a hoarder at that point.
It kind of is a problem for like video games and toys.
I wonder if there's like an episode of Hoarders where it's just about nostalgia.
Here's the thing: I'm not dirty though. I like to have my things all organized.
You're pretty dirty.
No, I'm not.
I did that recently.
I don't want to do this again. I spent like 2 hours on this.
That's a shame. You better not say fuck. I just did that recently. I'd made a couple trades for Splatoon at my local GGGS. They were 3 games I'd never play again. 3 games that I never really will get to, or if I have, just didn't hold my interest, and I don't regret getting rid of them. Trading, as long as I'm getting a good value, and that's the wonderful thing, is the GameStop website. You can actually go there and look up the trade value of your games, and it's accurate. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, they'll give you this much, and you go in the store and it matches.
Yep.
And it doesn't, I was in and out in all of 5 minutes.
So, simple transaction made you feel good.
Yeah, of course, I keep my stuff in good shape, which is easier, because everything goes faster.
Sure.
Used to trade a lot more at the stores I was working at because I could,
you could finagle the numbers.
I could finesse the system. But yeah, trading. I've been trading ever since I was a kid. I do regret some of the things I traded in as a kid. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm older and I can actually sit there and think of the long run of, will I regret getting rid of this title?
That's a lot of my fear right there. I sold my PS2 because I didn't play it for like 2 or 3 years. I was like, well, I'm obviously done with this. I don't need it anymore. And I sold him for my friend for a really, really good price for like $90-some. And it was like a complete entire library of like PS2 games, like all nice first and second party stuff and good working condition with box and multiple controllers, memory cards, like just the works. A really awesome deal. And I'm like, yeah, I got it worked out for her, and she got a good deal too, so whatever. And then down the road, I was like, dang it. I really wish I had all those games back. So I found myself rebuying them all over again, but in that process, I try to find the good deals. So I would probably go down to like the thrift stores, or I go down to, like other people like you. You would sell me some games once or twice. Yep. Scott is
holding up a sign that says "Holy fuck!" Just trying to see if you'd read it out loud.
Can't do it.
Don't worry, you'll say it. Yeah, that was one of the things is I could have traded 4 games in and pay off Splatoon completely, but the 4th was Pokemon Soul Silver.
Oh,
and
I remember that,
I'm not probably gonna play it again because X and Y have ruined me for the older ones. But I just couldn't trade it in on the off chance that I want to play it again someday. It wasn't like, Little Big Planet 3 was one of the titles I traded in, and I won't be getting to it. It was
I'm surprised you
like
even
that.
had that game, because I thought you had like the other ones, because they all kind of play the same.
Yeah, I got it for a gift.
Oh, okay.
I'm always a little weird about trading in games you get for gifts too, but it was one of those shopping list gifts, one of those things where it's just basically, oh, what do you want? This is what I want. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
So it's different that way. Well, you're also quite the thrifter, Jerry.
I thrift a lot with me and my girlfriend.
You've actually made quite a science of it, where you get some pretty decent deals.
Yes, I do. Like, you have to go on certain days. And of course, in certain times, you don't want to go on weekends, just because then, like, everybody's there on the weekend, and, like, they're all kind of, like, looking for the same thing, because they're all off on the same days. So you kind of go in the middle of the week, sometime in the mornings, because that's when their night shift is putting stuff out, for the next day, because nobody can touch them yet, because they're just trying to restock.
Yeah.
And you go in there in the morning, in the middle of the week, and you can find some pretty decent stuff, like, recently I found, like, on a Wednesday at a Goodwill, in the morning I found Burger Time for NES. I found Double Dragon 2 for NES, all for about, like, $3. I was really happy. Like, really fantastic, good condition. And there's some other games, too, but they were worth about $3. So it didn't really bother me. Rummage sales. Rummage sales is a big hit and miss because a lot of people do the research and the other people don't. So you gotta kind of look for it. My girlfriend has this app on her phone that, like, for people who are just throwing stuff online or like on rummage sales, like, pick this up, blah, blah, blah. One girl had, she found a Nintendo 64 with expansion pack and a stack of games. And they were just like, give a price, whatever. So we got there. I found the 64 with expansion pack and the controller and whatnot. I gave her $10 for that. And each game was about, two games for $5. And she had a stack of Super Nintendo 64 ones. And I found Yoshi's Island. I found Yoshi's Cookie.
I've discovered Yoshi's Island.
Donkey Kong 64, like all like the really good first-party Nintendo games that you really pay about, $30 a pop for. So even if I had already doubles of them, I snagged them up right away, and I would sell them somewhere else or give them to a friend, just so I could make that extra buck to go more shopping for more video games. It would be like my video game little hole.
Video game hole.
It's
You keep your video game hole away from my show. Used to be that you could go on the Goodwill website.
Oh my god, yeah, we got finds a lot of good finds on there, but now people are discovering that.
Well, people have been bidding just awful amounts.
Astronomical, crazy prices that you can get cheaper on eBay easily.
ShopGoodwill.com, if you haven't seen it yet. It's basically a bidding site like eBay. Used to be able to get just fantastic deals in bulk. We used to do that for the store where we just get mounds and mounds of
for like $60 we get like a huge box full of NES
stuff
games.
you could resell for $500.
Yeah.
And it would be good product. But now the site, you have everybody finding out about it and then nobody quite knowing. You see those, that's the worst part. All of these antique shows and these like, locker shows.
Storage Wars.
Became huge and
the pawn shops, Pawn Stars.
People are really misinformed on what the value of these classic titles are. And they buy and buy and buy and buy. It's such obscene prices that it really pushes everybody who knows what they're worth out of the market. Mm-hmm. And that's, I haven't been on there lately.
I haven't either. I kind of given up on the whole thing just because it got kind of taken over by like astronomical crazy prices. And also the worst part about it was too, like some of the people that you buy from on that website, they don't know exactly what they have either, but they just have an assumption, but they also don't take good photos. They don't actually like inform really well in the detailed description.
They're just Goodwill employees. They're not like...
They're not hardcore gamers, and that's okay. But...
that's the thing is
it just makes it harder for like, okay, is this a good deal? Is it not? Because I don't know what the hell this is.
A lot of stuff is mislisted. Like, you'd have a Nintendo game, and it would be called like the Sega or the PlayStation cartridge or something like that. Yeah. And it'd be hard to find things. When you do find them, it's really hard to tell what condition they're in. They're either put at like an astronomical price to begin with, and then people just bid it higher. You have a problem with going into any secondhand store that doesn't exclusively handle games, is that generally they don't know what they're putting out. So you either get really good deals or you just look at the price and go, what? Like, how much was Duke Nukem Forever going for?
Duke Nukem Forever, you can probably pick it up easily for $1.99 now.
Yeah, but you saw it at half price books for...
Oh, $30.
Used!
It was $29.99 used. And we even go there sometimes. I'm like, do you guys want us to work here? Volunteer?
Yeah, we'll volunteer to tell you what these games are worth because you're nuts. And I wonder what they gave that person.
I don't know, because they need to go back in there and like, it was just so insane.
Half price books is hilarious, especially the local one, because again, they sell games there secondhand. They don't have the know-how to do that because it's half price books, not, video games.
Yeah, it's not half price video games. It's
no, they're not half price. They're like a million times the price.
Oh my god.
But you either get, you've gotten really awesome deals there.
That was the thing too. Like, it was like you get really, really good deals or like horrible deals.
Just baffling prices.
It's like even for like Max Payne 3, I'm like, hey, Max Payne 3, how much? It's $25 still. Like, why is it $25? No offense, I can go across the street to your competitor and pick it up for $5. And like, it's not a well sought out game. It's a very old game, but it's not a very sought after one.
And then you found the Legend of Zelda collector's edition for GameCube.
Yes. It was like $25
for like 50 cents.
You basically looked at me like, if you don't get that, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I threatened you.
Yeah, you did.
You buy that or I hurt you.
I sold my, my textbooks from college, and I ended up buying that straight up with that. I was really excited about that. It was a good trade for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I go there, and every time I'm in there, because I'm there for Kelsey, because she likes to read, and I'm not a nerd, so. Says the man hosting a video game show. No, I go in there, and I check out the video game section. It's the first thing I go to, because I'm a man-child, and usually the other people in the aisle are, 6.
Yeah, I usually get crowded around with, 12-year-olds. And
So I take a look, and then I just kind of either laugh really hard at the prices, or I rush over and grab the nearest employee and go, give me that, give me that, give me that. But,
mom and pop shops. Sometimes mom and pop shops are pretty good because you can work around them and set prices. Like there was a, how could I put it? There was a mom and pop shop, a thrift store, a couple blocks away from me. It was really awesome. I really liked going there. He's a nice old man. I really liked him.
I like taking advantage of him and taking his money.
He bought some of our shelving units from Hollywood and Game Crazy.
You stole candy from him because it was easy.
So I saw he had a bit of weird stuff in the back, and I'm like, hey, can I go through that? He's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
Get out of my house!
And I found Castlevania Symphony of the Night with Black Label in perfect condition. I'm like, holy cow! How much
that nice one there. Holy cow!
Holy cow! I like that save there.
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
So I'm like, how much can I get for this? He's like, well, it's 50% off today, so $250.
He's all like, fucking fuck.
Like $250, here's cash. Have a good day. I know, and I was really happy about that find. I get a lot of interesting, but then there's that whole drought where you sometimes can't find anything at all because everybody's asking crazy prices for everything, for stupid things. You find a lot of interesting stuff on the website that you send me, like, this game's going for $300.
Yeah, it was one of those ridiculous.
Sega Genesis system.
That we've talked about that before in our old gamers, new games. No, new games, old gamers. We're not talking about old folks, sorry. Where they just, because of these stupid shows like Pawn Stars, people just don't understand value.
And that's a part of the time too, when...
And I mean, true, the rule of economics is it's worth whatever someone's willing to pay for it. But let's be serious, it's not.
Well, I had a customer come in today, and he didn't seem to quite understand the whole thing. Like, I'm looking for Sonic 3. Why come I can't find it for Sonic 3? And when I can find it, it's really expensive. I'm like, it's supply and demand, man. I'm like, it's like, well, everybody had a copy of Sonic 3, but not everybody has a Sonic 3 anymore. I mean, they throw them away. Like, what happened to your copy? Well, my mom threw it away. I'm like, exactly.
Threw it away? What the fuck?
It's like, that's what a lot of people do. Like,
it's supply and demand, man.
It's like, so you got all these, like you and thousands of other people.
Millions of people
and
throwing their games in the trash.
They get broken. They get lost over time. Parents find it. They don't want it anymore. They donate it.
Time.
They get donated. They get to somebody else. They lose it. They just get lost or damaged or broken, whatever. And then it becomes, very low supply. And there's still those people that play those games and they want to relive their childhood again, and I want this back, and that's the supply and demand. And he kind of still looked at me
like
all dumbfounded.
Like he had a second head. Yeah.
And also, he was also buying it with box and manual, complete with everything. And why is it $30? You gonna buy it or not?
Yeah. Way I used to save money, I can't anymore because I just don't have the time, was GameFly.
Oh yeah,
I used to do. GameFly had their mailing. They just started a streaming service, but it was their mail service, and it was a good deal, but it takes a lot longer than sitting and watching a movie.
Sure.
And I don't have. I mean, if I were a kid back in high school or middle school, yeah, I'd probably save a bundle doing it, but I just don't have the time to sit and play games like I used to, and I would find that I'm paying for at least 2 months to play this one game, which is almost the value of the price of the game itself.
Yeah, and sometimes they actually count on that, for people to do that. They forget about the game or damage it or what have not.
But I mean, it's a good service if you're able to devote the time to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good value, but if you're like me and you just don't have the time anymore, it's cheaper to just buy the game.
One thing that I save a lot of money on is PC gaming.
Yeah, Steam. Ooh, the summer sale's coming up.
The summer sale's coming up. If any of you is looking for like just really like still is in ours.
I think your grammar gets worse every episode.
I can't swear right now, and there's my. I'm struggling.
It's killing your.
It's
literally breaking down your ability to speak.
Yeah, because I'm watching every single word that I say now, and it's almost painful because I don't want my save file to be deleted.
You're gonna start bleeding out the ear. Maybe we should just cut this.
No, I'm gonna do it. So. No, Steam Summer Sale. If you guys are looking for like even like current gen or last gen or even next gen gaming, like Steam is a really cool place to actually get like all those cool things.
They got PlayStation 5 games, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give me that shit. It's not next gen anymore. Current gen is the PlayStation 4.
Is it?
Yeah, PlayStation 4,
are we
Xbox
current?
One.
I don't even know.
Is current gen.
Time paradox. I don't care.
I mean, it's the second E3 with all this stuff. They're current gen. Fine. Speaking of which, guys.
E3's coming up.
E3 in 2 weeks, man. Woo! We're gonna do something about it. We haven't decided yet, but we sure are going to be present for it.
And Scott was even debating about taking off work.
I took off on Tuesday for Nintendo and Square Enix. Couldn't take off both days, and Sunday I already have off, so I'll be watching Bethesda with more on Fallout 4. Which will really kick ass. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we noticed like all our predictions are actually happening right now because they keep on announcing all these games and whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have our bingo cards filled out before the
show even starts. Yeah,
I mean, you've got your terabyte PlayStation 4, which you were thinking about.
Yeah,
I've got Fallout 4. We've also had enough things that were just, I mean...
You remember those wish lists, like Prey 2 I was talking about?
Yeah.
They were even start talking about that too. I'm like, maybe Prey 2 will show up. I'm like, don't test me about that.
Well, and then
don't test me.
That's the thing too, is we had enough of things we said shot down too. I'm like, we're not going to see any Skylanders this year. There's Skylanders
right here. They already announced a new trailer this morning.
New trailer. There's vehicles now. God only knows.
Everything is being announced right now. Just so
more. We saw more about the Lego Dimensions. We saw.
There's not going to be anything to watch if you guys keep on doing this.
Well, what if, Jerry? What if it's the perfect E3, the one we dream about?
What?
And they're announcing this stuff because this is the little stuff. What if the big games are still coming? And
that even the better case scenario would be these games are coming out in 3 days.
What if it's a true game E3, a true software E3, where they only focus on games, no hardware, and all the games are great? What if it's a second coming of the golden years of gaming?
I might have to expand the trophy then.
Well, anyways, back to gaming on a budget. A good way to do it is actually pre-purchasing. Pre-purchasing. I mean, right now. Oh, I can't remember. Oh no, Batman. Arkham.
The Batman game, you get 10% off if you pre-purchase?
Yeah, it's about $46 if you pre-purchase. Which, for a new Batman game that's really gonna kick ass, yeah.
That's why my buddy Travis actually did too. He pre-purchased and got it all for, Good Old Games? Again, PC gaming, guys, it's a lot cheaper.
Except for the system itself.
For the PC? If you already have a baller PC, just do it.
It can also burn you, though.
True. Well, you're having a lot of problems right now with your current Batman game. It's having some lag problems and possibly Batman. I'm dying.
I was just saying because you get screwed with games especially if you're doing a Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
like our friends at Gatos and
Molyneux.
22 cans. How are you guys doing out there?
Molyneux still promising the world.
What was
it? Remember when we worked together? We just kept on watching Molyneux.
We would just watch him and laugh.
And we just watched the screen and why, people don't give him money. Don't give him money because you're just going to get burned. Don't give him money. Guess what happens?
I've demanded that Jerry promise me that if he becomes a developer, that he has to just say no. Whenever Molyneux approaches him, it's just say no.
Just no. I have no.
No, I'm sorry. No, I promised. I cannot work with you.
I can't even look at you. I burn up.
Oh, man. It just makes me mad. Anyways, But I mean, if it's a team like the team right now behind the original Banjo-Kazooie, the original Rare, making their new game, I would probably kickstart that for the deals on the game.
Yeah. What about Mighty Number 9? Everybody went crazy over that.
I'm not interested.
No?
Not interested just because I didn't grow up playing Mega Man, and the game looks like just another side-scroller shooter to me.
Well, a lot of other people did like it, so guess what? It's going to be made. And,
oh, no.
And Capcom is like, I think, really butthurt right now.
It's raining cash for them.
Yeah.
But and more power to them. I'm sure the game's going to be excellent. I'm just not going to be interested.
I think I'm going to get it. It's $30 for a hard copy.
I don't care right now. We're talking about gaming on a budget anyways. That Mighty Number 9 or Kickstarter. Oh. Even though I brought Kickstarter up. How else do you save money? We already talked. They used to be able to do rentals. Used to be able to go to
Man, do you guys remember rentals?
Your old Blockbuster video. Sometimes you could rent the Nintendo 64 that came in that styrofoam encased briefcase.
Or you guys, if you're from the Wisconsin, Milwaukee area with the pick and saves, you got the pick and view.
Pick and saves, the Super Savers, and the Centuries.
Yeah, the Video Value was near to my store. I really enjoyed that one. They had these little tags, and you just pick them up, and I want this one. And they find the number, and they pick it out.
And really, why is rental not a bigger thing with games? It just seems like the money should be there because, once again, you can't just play a game and return it.
Well, Redbox does video games. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, but Redbox is...
Yeah, they only carry maybe 2 or 3 games. They keep your credit card on file, which is fair. But, I don't know, throwing back to nostalgia real quick. Remember when they used to rent out systems?
That's what I was saying. That's Nintendo 64 in the briefcase.
Oh, that thing? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was clouded with my mind of not swearing.
That's the first time I got to play a Nintendo 64 is the one I rented at Blockbuster. Memories. While we're doing that, can you think of another time you've regretted buying something? I remember buying a PSP. We got bonuses.
I can talk stories about my PSP.
We got bonuses at the store we were working at, and mine completely covered the PSP that we had for sale. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Bought it, played maybe 15 minutes, and then just sat there. Because because I'm a Nintendo fanboy, I kind of felt dirty playing it. Like that time I played Horde.
I feel so naughty, I can't touch it.
Like that time I played Horde in World of Warcraft, I couldn't do it because I was just like, it's creepy that none of these orcs are getting me.
I bought the PSP first day from actually Game Crazy from you guys. I was probably right there with release day as well. Bought it. Everything was so expensive. Those memory cards, even for a half a gig, was still $30, $40. It was outrageous. Of course, Sony screwed everybody with the memory cards still, even with Vita. I don't remember. I remember saving up for that one. And I bought a lot of games, and then I beat literally all of them, and I just had nothing else to play anymore. It's kind of like the Vita right now. There's just nothing to play right now. Once you beat them, and you just didn't want to go back. I sold it, and believe it or not, your old Game Crazy manager sold me another PSP for a really fantastic price. So I think it was $30 or something with games.
And you still regretted it.
I did. I regret it. I played it for a couple months and I ended up selling it again, getting my money back, so I didn't really care.
A lot of the best ways to avoid overextending your budget for gaming, let's say you have a certain amount set aside for entertainment, and you're dipping in that for your gaming budget, is to avoid, first of all, avoid hype.
Yes.
Hype burned us good the past week with Splatoon. Because I was gonna wait, but then Splatoon comes out and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, it's an excellent game, and it absolutely should be hyped, but I could not afford to do it. You know?
Even my own girlfriend, she was like, I need this right now. I know.
We can't afford it.
We were trying to find money. We found the money. We dipped in it for one. We bought it, and we were very happy with the game. But it's just one of those
do I eat or do I get this game? And a lot of time, the hype, especially in gaming, the hype is just how they hit you.
Remember Dishonored?
Dishonored had just created. And the thing was,
Dishonored's a good game.
It wasn't hyped as much because
we hyped it. I think
we hyped it because we saw that little video of it, and our minds went nuts, and the imagination ran wild with what we could do.
It was just and then I remember selling a bunch of my games out So like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And I sold it for Dishonored. And it was a fine game, but I felt like, I wish I would have kept those other games. Kind of thing. Because now I could pick up Dishonored for like $10 now, and I threw away a lot of games.
I mean, hype is really dangerous, especially if you're trying to keep to a budget. And when a game comes out that you know you want but can't afford, you have to avoid everything. You got to avoid TV or the channels you usually watch because of commercials. You have to avoid social media because of all the ads and all the other people posting about it.
And that's why they try to bring in pre-order bonuses. They could lure you in so you can get the game and spend that money. Because, with the internet nowadays, you can easily just look up a review of first day and the gameplay for the first 4 hours, see if you like it or not.
And that's the thing too, is hype can also be real dangerous when, the quality of the game is in question.
Destiny. I was really worried about Destiny, and I was glad I didn't buy into the hype right away.
Watch Dogs.
That was a big one for you.
Watch Dogs was huge on hype. And even though I knew it was mediocre, I got it, but I got it for a pretty good deal and well after the game came out.
And then you sold it right before the drop.
Yeah, that game was really being hyped. And that's when it's being when the publisher is the one that's pushing it so hard, you know that the game is not as good as it could be. It raises some red flags. When everybody else is freaking out about it, that's usually the game to go for.
Oh, like Grand Theft Auto 5, but everyone raves about Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto 5, Kingdom Hearts, when Tumblr starts freaking out, okay, I'm gonna end up wasting a lot of money on this game. Pokemon!
Yeah, the Pokemon games are usually kind of safe bets.
Animal Crossing.
Was Animal Crossing a big hype game? Like, I thought that was like just only in our kind of clique with like little nerds.
You know what, maybe we hyped each other out. We tend to do that.
We just hyped because I remember Animal Crossing, whatever.
And it's just like me.
Tomodachi was our own personal hype because we were really excited for that.
Yeah.
But then even Nintendo didn't realize how well it sold because they were sold out everywhere. They couldn't get it our boss couldn't even get a copy of it.
Nintendo is excellent at hyping, hype.
Amiibos?
Nintendo's excellent at, publicity, at just getting their games out there, and because every time I crumble and I buy it even if I can't afford it. And that's the thing with Mighty Number 9. Not interested right now, but having everybody talk about it, talk about it, I'll probably go, I need it! And then just get it and go,
well, it's about what I expected.
I didn't really want this.
Yeah, it's one of those, try not to go with what everybody else saying, try to do what you want. Do your research, wait till the game is actually out. If it's something that you're about, you can probably wait, because games always, dip down in price, usually after a couple months. Sometimes even a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's hard to, and it's hard to, because gaming is definitely a community.
It really is, because and you feel like you're out of the loop.
You feel like you're out of the loop, because then for the next month, all of the gaming sites, all of the comics, everything everyone you talk to is all talking about the game that you didn't get.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, as I was expecting.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was expecting this week to be all about Splatoon. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's all about The Witcher 3.
That's right. Yeah, Travis was talking about that, and I was like,
and everybody's talking about Witcher 3, and I'm like, I'm still thinking I'm having more fun with Splatoon.
Oh, my girlfriend's really enjoying it. I've watched her play it. It's a really colorful game. I like it.
Yeah. So and you get to that time of year where I'm actually surprised that we have so many titles coming out right now. I mean, this is when Animal Crossing came out 2 years ago, but usually this is our dry spell.
True.
And you don't see the big titles come out. And, well, actually Mario Kart came out this time of year too.
Did it?
Yeah.
A little bit before.
Been a year since Mario Kart came out.
Yeah, they really pushed Mario Kart. I'm glad I actually bought that first day. I enjoyed that. I still enjoy it. I'm trying to think about, what was I going to say? Destiny. I waited for Destiny. I was like, this is a game I really wanted because I like Bungie and I like Halo, but this was not, another Halo. This was built on another community. And I watch a lot of the articles and they go oh, it's a really good game, but we not really, and it sucks. And it's just mixed reviews, and I end up waiting for quite some time. And if you have patience, and look for sales, watch on sales for Amazon or even GameStop or anything else, or even get coupons, something else. I do Bing rewards. I just type in the research, whatever.
What?
Yeah, Bing rewards. I get $5 gift cards every, twice a month for GameStop. And I just contribute towards whatever game I'm looking for, or even Amazon. Same thing. It's really easy. It's free money, and I don't care.
You don't fucking care?
No, I don't care.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna keep this episode. It's gonna be the longest one because we're gonna keep going until you say, "I'm fucking." Oh, damn it!
I forget where I was going with that conversation. No, it's hard. But yeah, with Destiny, I ended up buying it for like $20, and I was happy with that. And I get my time out of it, and it's good, but not as great as $60. I would have kicked myself so hard.
Yeah, and the best thing is to just keep a budget. I mean, if you don't keep in mind, there's enough people out there that don't need to keep a budget, but for people like us, where it's just like, do I eat or do I get this game?
It's pretty much it, yeah.
It's like Steam summer sales coming up. Do you have the set amount in your head what you're willing to spend?
No, I don't. I usually spend a minimum. I don't want to say minimum or maximum, but like around $50. But sometimes I usually just do 20 because my Steam account has grown to be like over 500 games, and I haven't even touched 1/3 of those yet.
That's the thing is I've got about 30 games in my wish list right now. If they all go on sale, I would have to really basically cancel my current credit card.
There's also a science with Steam sales. It's a pretty easy science. I'm like, if there's games you're on your wish list, if they're having a flash sale for like 75% off, and usually it's like 50% off, you get it then. But if you're still waiting for that one particular game to go on sale, and we wait till the last day if it doesn't hit like a flash or a major daily sale.
Actually,
try to get the maximum sales going on there.
One of the best ways to save money is to keep an eye on gaming sites like the Kinja Group with Kotaku.
Yep, they usually have a daily.
They've got their daily sales right now. They're posting sales quote on the Studio Ghibli Blu-rays, which are still going for like 20 a piece.
I'm still looking at those. I'm like, I see the Spirited Away go for $25, and I'm like,
and that is unfortunately that is a sale.
That is a sale, and I'm like, I looked at it and I was like, I want it. I can't do $25. I'm in the middle of moving. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Not on one movie.
No, I can't do that.
Not on one movie.
They're good. They're great movies. They're
excellent movies. It's just can't afford it. Fart.
Some of the newer things that are coming up now is the subscription stuff like Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus. They give away like a game or two, like, every other week or so. And usually if you do that subscription, it's kind of like Netflix at that point. The games that you download, you can continue playing those as long as you have that subscription. And I've just gotten PlayStation Plus, so I've accumulated a lot of good games. Some are really crummy, but some are really good. That's a good way to, like, if you have like $50 laying around for that whole year, you can actually enjoy a big library of games, and then it also gives you discounts for future sales in games, like an added like 25% off. So that actually also helps. But that's, again, if you have the $50 just kind of laying around to kind of edge it on to the extra side.
All right. Now, what do you do when you're fucking broke?
When you're effing broke?
When you're totally fucking broke, Jerry. What do you do? How do you game when you're totally broke? Okay, tip 1, play what you fucking have.
So, you know what? I actually go into my storage area and I see what I can sell, because I have a library of books, I have a library of movies, and I have a library of everything.
Okay.
And I try to kind of clean house. I'm like, what am I not using anymore? And I sell that, and I contribute towards that.
Now, what if you don't have anything to sell?
Anything to sell?
Anything you feel like selling.
And then I guess I'm biting the bullet and I'm waiting until it goes cheaper.
Okay,
that's what I do. I'm sorry, my patience.
That's the hypothetical is let's say nothing's particularly in your mind.
Okay.
So you're still playing. You still want to play a game, but nothing's out you really want, and plus you're broke anyways. What do you do? Other than play what you already have.
Other than play what I already have.
You could tread into the dangerous waters of free to play.
That's right. You can do free-to-plays, which are not necessarily bad. I mean, some of them are pretty good.
One of my favorite things to do is actually go on to a few online favorites. I got my Flash games that I actually really enjoy.
That's right. Every time I come over once in a while, you're always kind of like showing me these new Flash
Every
games.
time you always come over once in a while.
It's just every week I come here.
every week, sometimes. That is the most confusing sentence you've ever said.
Every week, sometimes.
I think this is really starting to get you.
Do the
fucks build up in your brain?
It's gonna hurt so bad.
Are you just letting them out because otherwise your head's gonna explode?
It really hurts because I am like treading water very.
Your face is getting really red. And
I know it hurts.
The top of your head's starting to bubble there. It's starting to freak me out.
Because I'm keeping my 3DS right next to me because I'm reminding myself what that is.
What that fucking damn it!
Just looking at that.
But yeah, I've got. I mean, like, there's a shit ton of free to play Flash games out there that you can actually kill a lot of time on. Games.adultswim.com have just. I mean, most of the games on there are excellent. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how long I've been playing Super House of Dead Ninjas. But there's just a ton of other stuff. Armor Games is also one of my favorite sites.
Sure.
Games like Achievement Unlocked or This Is the Only Level with that little elephant I love. Kelsey's favorite game, as she was telling you, was Sushi Cat, that you can find on Armor Games, I believe. Newgrounds.
Yeah. You know what I actually usually do sometimes? I find an online game.
You usually do sometimes. You're freaking me out, Jerry.
I'm disintegrating in my mind.
You know what I'm always doing occasionally?
Sometimes and never.
You know what I never do always?
I play online games. Specifically, like, Gary, of course. I haven't played with him online for a bit, but Payday 2, he's really into that. I don't know if I have nothing to play and I'm really bored, I can probably just always go to him and probably play that online. Or Unreal Tournament. Or just a Call of Duty, I've noticed I just kind of get brain dead and I just kind of shoot stuff.
Yeah, games that are online play because, I mean, you're not technically playing the same game every time, then saves some money. I mean, games like World of Warcraft where you can play up to level 20 without having to pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to just kill time. I mean, if you're looking to just kill time, that's not really gaming, though.
But I guess one thing is really horrible. If I'm looking into a game that I kind of want or I don't want to actually part of playing, believe it or not, I watch not the Let's Plays, but the walkthroughs.
Mm.
I like watching the walkthroughs.
I don't. That ruins the surprise for me.
I go for a certain amount of time and I see if I like it or not. And like, this is really cool. I like this. And I kind of put it on my waiting list to see when it's going to drop down in price. And when I find a sale, then I pick it up then. Kind of like, what is it, when you let me borrow? Again, borrowing games.
Borrowing games, yeah. That's actually an excellent... also, some libraries have games, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you've got a library card, it's not a bad way to go.
Oh, for the piecing area? Or
but, yeah, you got friends with games. I mean, do a trade. Hey, I'm letting Jerry borrow, Spider-Man 2, and you're letting me borrow...
Disaster Artist.
Tommy was so.
Which I have in my bag right now. I was reading today.
Oh, all right. But yeah,
I really want to try Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 1. I haven't had a chance to actually play it yet.
You've been burned borrowing, lending games out, though.
Multiple times. They've come back, ripped. Like, I remember borrowing Mario Kart Double Dash for GameCube, and the manual came back to me ripped, and the disc scratched.
And you just flipped the fuck out.
Yes, I got it did. But I understand the scenarios of, like, kids where every time I lend a game, it doesn't come back the way it usually does. I've had games never come back. I've had games come back scratched. I have games come back missing cases.
Have you had games never come back always?
Always. I want to say always sometimes.
I've had people that I lent games to, and then, I ask for it back. They go, "Oh, no, that's my copy." Well, I guess it is now. Give me back my fucking game.
I think the best case scenario of lending game was probably my older sister, Janie, and Craig. Craig is now my sister. They borrowed a stack of games, and I usually have a notebook of, like, who's borrowing it, and I keep tabs, and I actually sign them on the bottom. Like, this is really necessary? I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm sorry. I've been screwed over so many times as I actually have to do this now.
So I noticed you've got documentation for your games.
It's really stupid but sad, but I have a lot of very expensive games that I can't replace.
True that.
And they get like, well, it goes away. And I'm like, yep, that's a $60 game that's not coming back, and I don't have $60
now
to replace that.
What about instead of trading in? What about straight up selling your games
to other people and getting out of the source of, like, the
middleman? A source of income for more games, essentially. Recently, I just sold my Pikachu 3DS to your sister. Actually,
that's right.
And Tim. Good old Tim. Tim will be on our show soon.
Oh, Tim is awesome. You'll like Tim.
Tim's a cool guy. It was just funny because he was offering me less than Gina had already agreed to pay for it. And I'm telling him that. He goes, well, how about this much? Still.
Tim's a hardcore game collector, kind of like me, and we kind of go back and forth. But yeah, I recently I came in contact with a couple copies of Super Nintendo games, and I end up selling them to my other good friend collector, Josh, and he was going to enjoy them a lot more than I was, and I ended up buying Majora's Mask for 3DS, which I wanted a lot more.
I'm not really comfortable selling friends things.
I gave him a really good deal, and these were really hard to find games.
because A, I feel guilty about selling them to my friends at full price, and B, I really like money, so I want the whole value for the game.
That's fair.
So I've been looking into selling them online at Amazon and eBay, and both are options. It's just you have to get into it. You can't just one day go, oh, I'm posting on Amazon, it's sold, the end. It's actually like a process, and even still, if you haven't sold on there before, you're going to be waiting quite a bit until you actually get.
Yeah, to sell by yourself, it's kind of a hassle.
That and that's why you're getting the lower values at like GameStop, is because they're essentially the middleman.
Yeah, they're going to do all the work.
They're doing all the work for you, and they're paying you up front.
Yeah.
But yeah, selling online, once you get into it, once you have sold enough stuff, it gets easier. But that first sale, and we've had quite a bit of experience with that.
Yes, we have.
it takes some doing. I mean, like I still have Earthbound I'm trying to get rid of. And it's just, you worry about that person out there that's a dick and says, oh, the game never showed up, I want a refund, and they're playing it, Yeah. But then you have to look realistically. I mean, what's the percentage of people that are assholes like that? Probably pretty high, but like 100%, 120. So,
yeah, it's also too, if you're looking for, when you're trading into somebody, like, I'm going to tell you this now, I probably shouldn't. Like, don't automatically go, I don't care what I get for it.
Oh, never say you don't care what you get for it. Because then that's just
they're going to lowball you so hard.
Maybe not a corporate place, but a local owned place. Yeah, it's just ridiculously stupid
to say that, because then if you don't care, then they don't care, because obviously no one cares. And
on the other side of that, don't go in thinking you're going to get the value you bought it for.
No. Like was that the SOCOM guy?
SOCOM guy came in with a copy of SOCOM for the PS2.
Which goes for at least $1.99.
And he was flipping the fuck out when we told him the trade value for it. Well, I bought it for $50, 13 years ago when it came out.
By the way, this also doesn't have a case. It's completely scratched, and I don't even know if I can repair it.
Yeah, it's just like, know what you're trading in. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, the best way to do it is, like, maybe, like, if you're going to go online, go to price charting. If you're thinking about selling your games, find an average. And if you're going to be selling it to, like, another, like, a store, it's probably going to be, like, 1/3 of that.
1/3. If you're getting less than 1/3, it's because you're getting either ripped off or because the game's insanely common.
Yeah.
But 1/3 is a good rule of thumb.
But otherwise, half is kind of pushing it if you have something like really good, kind of like the Metal Gear Solid collection, or like
something more rare.
I know, but if you're selling it to a friend, kind of a break at least, No.
No. No.
But if it's a stranger, yeah, you can do full price, whatever the heck you want, but depending on the condition. Don't be a jerk. Actually look at the condition that you're actually selling it.
Be careful you go on things like Craigslist. Don't go on Craigslist and say, meet me at GameStop.
Don't be an idiot.
Because the people at GameStop don't want you there selling your things to prospective customers. And they certainly don't want you saying, hey, can you test this so I can prove that it works to the guy I'm trying to sell it to? I don't know why people think that's a good idea.
I have no idea either. But
we used to get that all the time, and those people I wanted to hit with a baseball bat. Hey, he's buying this game off of me, and he wants to make sure it works, so we're going to borrow this system, and I'm just going to show him it works. No. Why? Because we have that game for sale right now.
Also, some pretty good sales. I noticed that even Xbox and PlayStation stores have been having a lot of cool download sales. Like, I just picked up the Max Payne 3 collection for $5 with all DLC and everything. I'm like, yeah, it's a good deal, whatever. Yeah, a good day. Meow, 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 meow. I really want to swear, but I can't.
Humble bundle.
The Humble Bundles are fantastic. You give to charity, and you also get games back.
See, I'm on the other end of that. I mean, the charity part's great, but there's never been a Humble Bundle where I really was like, yeah, look at that collection. It's always been like, I kind of want that game. And the 3 other download codes will just sit there. Actually, the Legacy of Kain collection I bought on Humble Bundle and was very pleased with that.
Oh, I was thinking about picking it up on the Steam Summer Sale this year. Of course, it will be on there, but it usually goes for about $5 for the whole collection on sale.
But yeah, I mean, console gaming is definitely more expensive than PC gaming. Nintendo console gaming can get really expensive because Nintendo game values do not drop.
They do not drop. I'm going to tell you that, guys, right now. Do not sell your Mario or your first-party Nintendo games.
Your first-party Nintendo game values do not drop. If you're looking to sell them, make sure you're selling them firsthand.
Yeah, like your Pokemon games, like, I don't even know why you're going to get rid of them.
That's just why.
Because if you're thinking about playing them later on, don't get rid of them because that price will just raise. It will not go down.
Well, I mean, there's a couple that will, like Yoshi's Island 3DS. Yeah. Actually, that's kind of coming and going. That's one of those.
It's come and goes.
It's just for whatever reason, Nintendo's really hot right now with their games and their accessories with the amiibos.
Well, I had a customer in coming. He's like, "Do you have any Mario games that are under $10?" No, I don't.
I mean, maybe Mario Tennis, but
I think Mario Tennis even
Picross, Mario's Picross for the Game Boy. That's probably less than $10.
That's about $5.
Yeah, that's.
But you can find the eShop for $3.99.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yep. That's another thing too. Is if you're paying for a hard copy, you're probably paying a bit more. Not when it first comes out, you're going to be paying the same. But if it's a game that's been out for a while, if you're paying for a hard copy, you're paying more than you would be if you just bought the download. Physical copies are more expensive. I'm a sucker for physical copies. I like having the box.
That's my problem too. I have them all on my shelf. I like how they look on my shelf. It's like a little badge for me. I don't know. I'm like, I got this and I beat it and it's good.
That's you have to weigh the costs there. It's like, is it worth having the box? I mean, Animal Crossing, New Leaf, bought the eShop version because didn't really care about having the case. Wanted the game with me just basically whenever I felt like playing it. I could just turn it on instead of having to worry about finding the cartridge.
Sure.
Wanted to play it instantly at 11 o'clock. I got to play an hour earlier than you did.
Yes, you did. You got the name of your town and everything, and I was still
I was still kind of waiting. I was still trying to figure out a name for my town when you guys started playing. Oh. For an hour, I sat. Actually, a lot of the time was downloading, but I sat there going, "What do I name my town?"
Well, I recently purchased one of the Nintendo eShop sale. They had the distribution of the first 3 rounds of Wii games for $10 a pop. They have Metroid Prime Trilogy, which I technically already have on GameCube and one on Wii, but it was a trilogy on Wii and I really wanted it. It was $10. I bought that. And I got the Super Mario Galaxy 2 for $10. So that usually all those games go for crazy prices. Like Prime Trilogy goes for, what is it, going for $80 now still for hard copy?
Yeah,
it's insane. And Galaxy still goes for about $30, $35 easily.
That really is the hardest part about being a gamer on a budget is the fact that it's just it is all community, it's all hype, and it's if you're gonna be a gamer, you have to keep up.
Yeah, you have to do. So something with me and Scott, we read the news every day. We do, and it kind of gets overstimulating sometimes. It gets kind of tiring.
It gets tiring, and then it's just like. It's overwhelming, and you end up making really stupid choices with your money.
Yeah.
If you're that focused on it. I mean, E3, if those games came out, like, they're announced Monday, they come out Tuesday, we'd be fucking starving to death.
Yeah, we would be.
We'd have a lot of games.
Kelly, we can't move out.
I'm sorry, but I sold my car. And it is that, and that's what a lot of people don't really get, I think, when you're saying, I'm, this is my gaming budget. I have to save up this money so I can buy this game. And they're like, why don't you just not buy the game? Or why don't you just wait? And yes, that's a logical way of thinking of things, but it's just if you're a hobbyist, you want to be up to date with your.
You want to be on the ball.
You want to be part of the community. You want to be current. You want to understand the references everyone's making. Mm-hmm. You want to be just
because the internet moves fast, and you want to move just as fast as them.
And that's why I think it's funny that, I'm telling Kelsey, Splatoon is your first release date game when you're going to go on there. Yeah. You're going to see all this shit about Splatoon everywhere, and you're actually going to say, I get it. And that's what being a gamer is about.
Yep. I get that reference. That's me.
And instead it's Witcher.
It's things you can't really predict.
I mean, it's just the non-stop Witcher everywhere I go.
All the glitches.
I've seen a few Splatoon things, but I've seen so much about Witcher.
Witcher has a bigger community, I think.
I've seen a little less about Hatred, which is okay, but Hatred, I hear, is the gameplay is really boring. Mm-hmm. It was that game that got the adult-only rating because of the gore.
Oh, I see.
And the subject matter.
I didn't get the chance to see that.
It's like Steam's first adult-only rated game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's like Postal, but the controls are a little...
I love Postal. If you guys in a Steam sale this year, go pick up Postal 2. That game is hilariously great. You get to pee on things, shoot cats out of guns. Come on, just go pick it up. It's great. It'll be like $2 or $3. If you pay anything more than that, don't.
That's the thing, is if you're going to the Steam summer sale, it is so easy because they make it a game, which is the most dangerous part.
They do make little games where you like get these Steam band achievements and all the other stuff. Oh, man.
Go in with a set value in your head of, I'm gonna spend, that's what I do at cons when I go to conventions. This is my allowance for this. I save up ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Cause usually cons I save up at least $100 for spending on just goofy shit. Mm-hmm. Because I know when I'm there, I'm gonna just want to buy it, and it's all sitting on my shelf now. And I feel so stupid. But it's better to have that cutoff, because I would have bought more shit if I had more money with me. It's better to have that cutoff and that solid number than to go in blind, because then, especially when it's not physical money in your hand, when it's all like debit and credit cards,
sure,
it goes fast, and you don't even realize how fast it's going.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Steam noobs out there, make the account, but I would actually at least just go to any store, pick up like a $20 gift card to Steam, put it on your account. Don't use it right away until the sale hits.
It's and you have that an excellent idea. Yeah.
Yeah, get that $20 on there and just kind of sit there and you just watch your sales. Just watch them if they go whatever, because that's going to go on for at least a couple of days, maybe a week.
A week. Usually summer sale lasts about a week.
Yeah, just try to get the maximum sales for your thing, and you can save easily. Like you can, for that $20, you can pick up at least maybe like 10 or 15 games.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of crap for that much money.
It's a lot of games. And like they're not crummy games either. They're really good games.
That's another thing too, is Coinstar, if you're listening, you've got gift cards for Amazon. Why can't I get a Steam card on there? You think that'd just be, your bucket of change, just dump it in there and convert it right to Steam Cash?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to have to start doing that really soon. I'm going to have to put some money aside for a Steam gift card and just throw it on the account.
Yeah, it's coming up, and I haven't saved up for it at all. I'm already looking at my shelf going, what can become Steam money?
But I think that's how I'm saving money right now, is the download sales. Just entirely.
Primarily the way I do it, too. And it's one of those things where, thankfully, Kelsey's not nagging me of, why are you spending this much money on games? It's just like, you don't understand video games, okay?
It's even harder too, because if you're a gamer and also a collector, you want the physical copies then, and you want them on your shelf, and you want to collect all these things. And then you have the problem with room and whatnot, and oh god, it's a hassle. It's more agonizing than anything. You hate yourself.
Really, in the end, it's best to just use common sense. I mean, if it actually does come down to, am I going to buy this, or am I going to use the money for something I really need to use it on, like my car or rent or...
don't be stupid. Like right now, I have a car to pay for, and I can't buy anything.
Yeah, so. I didn't buy Witcher 3. Instead, I ate this week. And I'm not even that interested in Witcher 3.
Yeah, even my buddy Travis talking about Witcher 3, and I'm like looking at it on the shelf in the store.
That's just because we're Nintendo fanboys, and if it's not bright and colorful, we're generally not interested. My fucking...
you're going to get Woolly World, too. You know that. You're going to
Wally World.
Wooly.
Wally.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. I did really well with Epic Yarn. Not Epic Yarn.
I was going to get that Epic...
Rainbow Ride. Whatever.
I want it, but after I heard about the reviews, you're mostly staring at your tablet, not staring at the beautiful colors on the screen.
It'd be something for Kelsey to watch.
Well, there you go. But
Kelly.
She wants it, but, we're, again, budget right now. That's our problem. It's another $40 that we're not going to get to. And
that's exactly. It's
a game that we want to play, but we don't have time right now, and we can just wait.
Yeah, you're not missing anything on Kirby. I mean, it's not like there's a reference that's going to come out for you to go.
Splatoon was more of her hype game. She wanted that.
Because Splatoon is bright and colorful and it's shiny,
and it matches with the amiibos too. But we both got amiibos, and that had to happen too. And
it's just like Pokemon Pokemon is the game for me. Every time it's hyped, I'm like, I need it. I run off to the store.
I waited. I got a good sale. I got a good deal on mine. My Pokemon I got for $25, brand new. Yes, I got Pokemon X for $25, and I got Alpha Sapphire for $20.
25 fucks?
Nope.
You said fuck.
Bucks.
I heard you say fuck.
That's nice, Scott.
You said fuck.
You're getting really antsy here because we're almost done.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end, and you haven't said it yet. Clugor may be wham! Smack you with it.
Trust me, I am hurting right now. It hurts. It hurts really bad.
It hurts. Oh fuck!
That
was Jerry, by the way. That was him saying fuck. He lost. Give me your 3DS.
I can't.
Yeah, hand it over.
3DS is still staying right next to me.
Now that we bumped the stakes, and you probably lasted longer than you would have with the last game.
It hurts.
Well, that's about it for tonight. You got any other final thoughts of saving gaming on a budget? You know what? For everybody out there that just says, well, just play what you already have, fuck you.
You're not a real gamer.
That's not what we're talking about.
You're not a real gamer.
Yeah.
You suck.
You fuck?
No.
No, but I didn't say it.
No. You leave me alone.
What are you playing this week, Jer?
I am playing the Starship Darmy. Or Damry?
Damry?
Damry? It's called.
The Starship Damry.
Yes. It's kind of like an old school,
it's kind of like a fucking...
It's an old school game, They don't tell you what to do, and you're kind of clicking around trying to figure out what to do. So you're kind of like in this mess. You're trapped in this box, and you're controlling robots on the outside, and you're in this spaceship in the dark with no power. So it kind of gets you in a claustrophobic mood, and then you're trying to find a way to get out of this whole situation. And they don't tell you anything. You're just stuck there, and it's really kind of cool. And it's on the 3DS, so I'm enjoying that.
I'm playing Mighty Switch Force. I followed your advice and went for the Humble Bundle last week.
Yeah, how you liking it?
Donated quite a bit too. Actually, it's cute. I find the character designs kind of distracting.
They are very distracting.
Yes. It's actually kind of sexual, which is a little weird.
It is.
I mean,
their legs are very powerful.
The sprites, their breasts bounce, and
those thighs, man. Those thighs.
Okay, shut up about the thighs.
Those thighs.
And when you beat a level, there's the image of them washing the car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that image.
It's just I kind of off-putting. I didn't see that coming from a Way Forward game, but I guess that's par for the course for Way Forward with their character designs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no worse than Shantae.
That's true. Yeah.
It's just I didn't realize it was that kind of game.
It was a little distracting.
I mean, the
gameplay is really good, though.
It's a Skullgirls free weekend on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to try it because it just has that reputation.
Again, yeah. The Steam, they sometimes have free games to play.
Oh, they've got weekly sales. They've got their weekend sales. They've got their midweek madness.
They have daily sales. They have Monday sales. They've
got fucking everything.
Can't do it. Not gonna do it.
If you like what we're doing here at Nullspace, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Nullspace Gaming, and also our blog at nullspace.gaming.com. And be sure to show your support by making donations via the PayPal buttons. Every donation is appreciated.
Anything else you got to say?
I can't say anything more tonight. I want this to end. It's so painful.
We're going to keep dragging it on here. I'm going to just keep smacking.
Happy gaming, everybody. Happy gaming. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry.
Jerry did it! Jerry, here we go. We're gonna have a little reward ceremony here for you. Let's take one picture of you holding Clugor, because you made it. Congratulations, Jerry. An entire episode without saying fuck.
Should I pull up my thing so I can actually keep it? So
Yeah. No. There we go. That's a good picture. I got to take it for the blog, too. We're actually going to have a little blurb about Klugor going up tomorrow, sometime after that, just so I can stop talking about it and people know generally what it is. Klugor 1.0, we'll call it, because, Jerry, now that you've won, you can add on to it.
I can add to it. I'm going to put some stickers on them or something like that. We'll see.
Congratulations on your win there.
That was really hard.
Well,
a lot harder than I thought.
Thanks for listening, guys. This episode was a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, happy gaming, everyone.